Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another match for Catch World Cup 2021. This is the round of 16, and I'm here with Nelly. This is Snow Leopard. How you doing, Nelly?
I'm good, yes. This is the same voice you're hearing from the last match, which was Indonesia versus Russia. So yeah, if you wonder how I voice, this is me.
A very good match. If you didn't catch that earlier, make sure to go back and rewatch that one. I think a lot of upset there. A lot of people were expecting it to go a different way, but nonetheless, the match we have here today is going to be Germany versus Chile. So on the Chilean side, we have Elnel, Watame Goose XD, Pecorat, City Pop Shark, Lechu FAQ 35P, and Okayu Mogu Mogu.
Pain Peko.
And Nelly, let us know, who do we got over on Germany's side?
Sure. We have Vinci007. Not Agent 007, don't be confused with that. No Kuroi, Genoshi, Inryoka, don't confuse with two names, and Marmello.
Awesome. Two teams, both very strong, both top seeded. I expect quite a wild match today. So what are you thinking? Who do you think is going to come out on top for this one, Nelly?
I would say Chile's more consistent than Germany.
Okay.
Even if you can judge on the group stage, you can see that Chile's definitely like a no-joke when it comes to tournaments like that. Germany, on the other hand, they're solid as well, but they were clean sweep by United States, which they were high seed, and this time Germany's top seed. Not to be confused with the amount of performance points, but players can swap each other, players being really good, so yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I also, for my pick'ems, I put Chile winning. I think it's going to go 6-2 in the favor of Chile, but we'll have to see. So far, we're getting the bands coming out, and we're going to have Hidden 2 band from Germany.
It's expected map to ban. Oh wait, that's actually Germany's ban. Wow, I didn't realize that. Well, that's a little bit weird.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say like Germany is really bad when it comes to hidden, but against Chile, like it's probably like logical. You know, Chile is banning Hard Rock 3.
Okay,
I guess they're not that consistent when it comes to converts like this. Maybe that's the Mapple's fault. Who knows?
Yeah, so far these bans are about kind of what I'd expect from these two teams, at least personally. Chile, very well known for their hidden play, and Germany, well known for their hard rock, so probably a good idea to get one of those banned for each of them. And with that being said, it is going to be Chile's pick now, so we're going to see what they want to have the opening map be.
Chile's pick. Maybe they could try to risk it with hidden, but at least like hidden 3. Because it's covered.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to start with hidden to kind of ease into things, or if they're going to save that for the end when, they need that last point. It's kind of two ways to go about it there.
You know what I also thought? Think when it comes to Chile, Convert. Because they're a really solid Nomad as well, especially Converts, so probably either Nomad, Hidden, or hell, even Double Time.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, both teams being top-seeded, we got some of the best players in the world here, so no matter what map gets picked, it's going to be pretty interesting, and it is going to be Double Time 2 as the first pick, coming from our captain, Eldenel.
I guess that's like one of the safest picks from the kind of map pool.
Yeah, if I check the stats here, I believe this was picked a fair amount so far. Oh yeah, okay, interesting. So it's about halfway the pack's been picked 3 times so far, according to the stat sheet. And it hasn't been banned yet, so it must be at least somewhat popular if no one wants to ban it.
Yeah, like when it comes to bans, you usually ban the stuff you're really uncomfortable with. And there are some exceptions when the easiest map can be bannable, just because, well, it's the easiest. It doesn't mean that's the most comfortable to play.
True. Yeah. It really depends on your opponent and what you're worried about from them, and just what makes the most sense to get rid of them. So looking at the rosters for Chile, we have Elnel and City Pop Shark and Pecarat coming out. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with these somewhat recent name changes, City Pop Shark is Arisial and Pecarat is Nacho L.
Yeah, like lately they they renamed to Hololive meme characters because they're apparently like they really hardcore on Hololive. That's probably like it's been like a fact for like a few months ago, but yeah, they decided to do this now. It was a similar situation with Netherlands actually, where Sard and Wesley and some of the players as well like renamed to really fancy tags, if you know from the Xbox Live times. But this time they were going wild, like with Owo, Uwu, Awa, and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely not the first time we've seen some funny name changes for the World Cup. I remember last year as well, we had AFB, or Alien Flybot, changing his name to Auto
Fanboy.
So at least he kept the acronym same for us. But yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar with those names, that is who you have on screen right now. And there are some more of them. I will try to announce their old names when they first show up, just so everyone knows what's going on.
Alrighty, it's time for the first pick, which is Double Time 2.
Yeah, Germany gonna finally choose Inryuka, Inryoku, and Vinci for their 3 players.
Probably expected roster from Germany.
Interesting to see we have one hidden player from each team in the bottom right corner for both of them, Vinci and Pecorat.
City Pop Shark Friday the first miss though. So yeah, we haven't probably talked about the map, but when it comes to Double Time, like you mostly like associate with comfortable maps with no techie stuff, and Double Time 2 is no exception to that. It all really depends on your consistency, which City Pop Shark isn't doing really good so far. But on the other hand, Vinci is trading right at the start of the Ki.
Yeah, so that trade is going to swing things a little further back towards the middle. It is still going to be a slight advantage for Germany at this break, but that should even out a little bit more by the time everyone gets back up to 200 combo.
Yeah, fortunate Vince started missing like a little bit late against City Pop Shark, because that's really dependent on the score. India now, on the other hand, fighting a miss here.
Oh yeah, that is not good for Chile.
Yeah, that's really a bold statement. Germany now has the favor to win it.
Yeah, we got about a third of the map left.
This isn't the only break here, so we have the spitter battle.
Then we get another break, so really not a lot of the map left. There's a bit of a slow section toward the end here. And I think a couple jumps, if I remember right.
Don't see the Pop Shark fighting another miss this time, and another one!
Yeah, that might seal the deal for Chile. I think Germany is looking like they're going to get this first point.
That was probably the Chile's pick as well. Inryoku fighting a miss, but it's so late at this point. Map already sees the deal, and yeah, Germany's stealing from the enemy's pick.
Yeah, not a great start for Chile, but they still have plenty of match ahead of them. This is 1st to 6. So not the end of the world, but at the same time, not what you were hoping to see out of Chile's pick.
Yeah, like picking the easiest map does mean that is a guarantee win to you.
So with that now out of the way, we're gonna have to see what Germany wants to do. They are in the driver's seat. I'm gonna pick the next map here.
你的天空，当你的天空突然下起了大雨，那是我在为你炸乌云。当你的发丝微乱，有阵风吹过，那是我在远处想念你。
Yeah, I'm wondering what Germany's thinking here. We could see another double time pick. That is a mod that they are pretty decent at, and as it showed with that last pick, they already beat Chile on it once. There is still the entire no mod pool open though.
Yeah, they might try to raise double time. Oh, never mind. They're already picking Hard Rock 2. Fairly
Okay.
the easiest map in the map pool. Even with Hard Rock, but it literally plays like a regular Nobot, but with less CS and high AR as well.
Yeah, I've seen this map come out quite a bit so far this weekend.
Yeah,
actually,
like this.
Yeah.
This is probably like one of the maps that was picked like probably like in any match. Like it wasn't even banned. It's just really comfortable map to play.
Yeah, taking a quick peek at the stat sheet here, it looks like it's been picked 6 times and never banned. So, yeah, a very staple pick so far this weekend.
And the music's good. I mean, like,
Yeah.
let's be fair this time. This time.
Yeah, no, it's a nice song. Surprised I'm not seeing more cat jams in chat yet.
That's true. So for now, Germany, although they won against Chile's first pick, they're probably gonna restructure the whole roster for this Hard Rock pick. And I don't think
Yeah.
Chile trade like. I don't really. Oh, never mind. City Pop Shark trade with Caillou, but still fairly same roster with this Germany. Like we're gonna see some faces pop up from Germany this time.
Yeah, so Okayu coming in, that is Zisk, for those unfamiliar with the name change. Going to be swapping out for City Pop Shark, aka Risiel. Peko Rat and Nil Nil still staying in so far. Looks like Germany is trying to get Marvmello in here, and we have Inryoku as well. Still unsure who their third person is going to be. It looks like Inryuka.
Yeah, most likely Ryuka.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of the Inryuka combo. They're kind of two of the core players of the Germany squad.
Inryoku duel.
Or Inri and Inri.
Oh yeah.
Very easy to get them mixed up.
Oh yeah, fairly to say Germany is still holding to that roster between Ryuka and Ryuka, only trading Marvelo to Vince.
Mm-hmm.
Blame my brain.
So yeah, we'll have to see. Like you mentioned earlier, this one, the easiest Hard Rock map and perhaps the easiest map in the entire pool. And earlier we saw Chile, same idea, but with double time. Didn't work out for them. Curious if Chile can steal a point back, because if they do, they're in a pretty good spot. It would be the same as if they both just won their own points. So
Yeah, it's
Chile.
true. They will definitely recover from their first own pick.
Yeah, and
But I don't
so
really
yeah,
think. But I don't really think Germany would save the kind of performance they did on the last map. But who knows?
Yeah, I'm expecting Germany to do really well here. This is one of the mods that they're well known for. But Chile can get this point. It's going to probably be a pretty big blow and give them a bit of momentum back after that early loss. Approaching 200 combo, everyone's seeming just fine so far.
Though India and Alf missed a few droplets. So now the only way they have to fix for Germany is the spins.
So we still got about 3/4 of the map to go so far. 2 double S's on both teams. And those third players still having full combo. Yeah, neither team wanting to budge here. This is a pretty important point to take. They'll kind of decide the momentum for the rest of the match. It might come down to a spinner battle. We got about 1/3 of the map left.
Oh, India now fighting the first miss. That's really unfortunate. After those 5 noted streams.
Yeah, Chile is really going to need to see a trade from Germany here because there's not a ton of map left. So Germany is holding on strong.
Yeah, the map itself is not over yet, but if that happens, Germany would probably pick, like, they would probably win 2 times in a row at this point.
Yeah, spin's looking pretty strong from both teams, but again, not going to matter unless Germany finds a miss. And we are running out of map real quick.
No misses after that hard rock node. So most likely Germany will take the point unless they miss on the streams. That's not gonna happen though. Germany's winning 2 times in a row.
Yeah, wow, really close there. A single miss. And it's only Eldenel, the one miss. It's unfortunately going to sink the ship for Chile on that map. It's going to be Germany 2-0. Chile is going to have their pick, though, so hopefully they can get something a little more their speed and get back on track for this match.
Yeah, I don't think Chile are really happy with this kind of start. There's a immediate pick from ELDNL, picking Hidden 1 as their ultimate, like as their one of the ultimate weapons. When it comes to Hidden, Chile is definitely the most known for.
Yeah. Definitely makes sense to see a Hidden pick coming out here. They're kind of melting down a little bit in the beginning of this match. They really need to get that point just to get some momentum stopped on Germany's side and going in their favor. Get a little confidence back in their playing. I think Hidden 1's probably a real good idea to get that going. So we're going to see Lechu coming in. Luckily, this one not too elusive. Previous name Lechuguin. So
yeah, it's your old famous Lechuguin, just with under a different name.
I believe. Man, which VTuber is the rest of that referencing?
Lechu FAQ.
Yeah.
Sakura Nico.
Oh, okay. So for some reason I wanted to say Korra, but I was like, oh no, we have Pekorat, so it has to be a different one.
Korra is Pekorat, yeah.
Yep. Eldenel, all business, no VTuber nonsense for him. Gonna lead the team as captain. Strong example.
Yeah, because he's actually normal to get the choke.
Looks like Inryoku having some issues with the lobby. Going to be kicked out of it so they can bring in someone else. Right now we have Ganoshi coming in for the first map this match for Germany, and Marmello staying in.
Honestly,
looks like we're going to have Vince back.
Yeah, honestly, this is like their best roster when it comes to Hidden. Although Germany is a little bit weaker against Chile, they have notable players that constantly plays Hidden. It's Marvello or Vince at the same time. Ganoshi is one of the long-standing members, by the way.
Vamos Chiquilo. from Pickle Rat right at the end there. So fingers crossed Chile can pull out a win here. Get that point that they really need at this point.
Oh, Client.
There we go. Looks like Klein synced up. Ooh, Vincey gonna find a really early miss. That was about 15 combo. He has recovered just fine. So that's gonna give a very slight lead to Chile right off the bat.
Yeah, that super early miss is kind of an unfortunate one for Vince. I don't think he ever planned this. But at the same time, there's a trace from Marvel and Indiana, but Chile is gonna take a oh, never mind. Pickle Red fighting on miss as well. Most likely the score will stabilize.
Yeah, I think it's gonna swing slightly to Germany just because Vincey hasn't missed a second time.
Yeah, everyone started not at 200 combo this time. So yeah, that's a little bit punish for Chile this time. Lazio FAQ on the other hand. Now this is like, they could actually crumble if this continues. This is really, really bad start from Chile.
Yeah,
though two-man trade from Ganache and Marvelo. So maybe they'll have their own redemption at this point.
Yeah, that's definitely what Chile needed here. It looks like they're recovering quite well. So that should bring the score back around towards the middle and open the match back up. Still got about half of the map to go. Plenty of time for it to swing either side.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say that this hidden pick is like the hardest one, but it's definitely like a little bit techy when it comes to snaps. But Lechu's finding another miss.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to see Lechu missing on these. This is his first map of the match, so maybe he's just not quite fully warmed up or is a bit nervous with his team being pretty far behind right now. Hopefully he can fix that up. Ganoshi is going to trade a little bit later on, so that should help them reset the score back towards the middle.
Indiana! Germany still has the lead despite Ganoshi missing.
Man, yeah, you hate to see it. You know, as soon as I say, "Oh, Chile, they're clawing it back," someone finds a miss, and yeah, keeps swinging right back over to Germany's side. El Nel there again with another miss. It's very unfortunate for the Chile squad.
Yeah, any major miss from Chile will definitely guarantee their lose. But that's really bad for Lechu. Vince, on the other hand, finally breaking the combo here.
Okay, actually, yeah, that's a double miss from Germany. I don't think there's enough time. Oh, yeah, with Peko Rat.
Marvelo, though. Well. Yeah, but Marvelo still with 700 combo. He didn't know at this point recovered, really. But Germany has still the favor to win the Chileans pick.
Yeah, Marvelo really coming in clutch for his team here, holding it strong and going to probably secure the win here on this map.
Marvelo!
Not a lot left. Oh, he does find a miss at the end.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Could they actually come back at this point? Biz!
Hold on.
Don't. Oh my god. They had the lead for the amount of 2 or 3 minutes. But Chile's taken back just now at the very end.
Chile did it. They pulled it out just barely. I think it was about 5 seconds from the end. You saw the scorebar flick back over to their side. Couple misses right at the end, maybe getting a little bit nervous for Marvelo and Vincey, and that was just enough for Chile to secure the win.
Chile is finally climbing back, but barely though.
So that is good for Chile. It is going to be Germany's pick. So they did lose that opportunity to steal a point, but it is still now their pick. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. My bad. That was Germany's pick. It is Chile's pick now. My mistake. So actually, yeah, that's really good for Chile. So they're kind of back on track. They're still 1 point behind.
And now they have to be one more map in order to have the scores even.
Yeah, but it is definitely what Chile needed. Things were looking pretty bleak at the beginning there with that start, but if they can keep things back on track, they're still well in this match and have a good chance to win it still. Oh wait, no, it is Germany's pick. Yeah, I thought so. The
Yeah, last
Chat.
pick from Chile.
yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, I thought they picked hidden. Okay, that's weird. The chat was saying Chile pick, but yeah, it is. So that must have been an error with the ref.
Yeah,
Client.
there's definitely an error. Ian did not pick the hidden itself. And now this
Yeah.
time it's Germany's pick, which is Hard Rock 1.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. All right, yeah, I thought so. I was like, I thought Chile was down further than that. So yeah, that was Chile's pick, and they did win their pick, so it wasn't a break point. Now Germany gets their pick, Hard Rock 1, and they're going to try and keep the lead and keep that win just out of reach from Chile. Chile, of course, hoping to get a break point here and kind of claw a lead of their own.
But yeah, now every player that going to play this map, now they have to pray they don't really miss on the slow part. Which is basically the whole map it is. Until you hit like around 400 combo, but you still have to memorize them.
Yeah, this one might be another tough one for Chile. It is Hard Rock. Although, if I remember correctly, I think this is the last Hard Rock map available. One was already picked, one was already banned. So Chile just needs to make it through this one. And it's
I believe
smoother sailing.
Yeah, I believe Chile banned the Hard Rock 3. You're right. This is definitely the last map in the Hard Rock pool. So far, Chile's roster is practically the same, with the exception on CD Bob Shark. Germany's roster definitely changed. The only one that's left is Barbalo, which he played hidden before. In Ryuka joining in this time around.
Yeah, I definitely agree with their choice to keep Marshmallow in here. He was doing really good. He did stumble a little bit right at the end, but for most of that last map, he was coming in pretty clutch for his team. He definitely seems well practiced and warmed up and ready to go.
But yeah, it's time to wait a little bit before they can actually start. So enjoy the BGM, I guess.
Yeah, I believe what happened is that one person had the wrong map downloaded, or the wrong version. So we're getting that sorted out. We should be starting just a moment here. Actually, it appears Inryuka is bugged, so we might have to kick him out of the lobby, bring him back in, make sure he's all good. And we'll get that match started. Okay, yeah, no. Looks like we're good to go, actually. We're going to get started here.
Yeah, everything is stabilized now. Let's hope that it is true.
Yes, I remember watching this map earlier. The BPM changes periodically throughout, so after this first section, it starts to get pretty hard.
Yeah, the map itself has different tempos, I might have to say. So once we reached the 200 combo, Inryuka fighted a miss. A really early miss.
Yeah, missing.
And another one on the slow part, exactly.
Ooh. Yeah,
Bad start from Germany.
This part definitely kind of deceptive if you're just watching it on a stream, but if you're playing that in game, you really do not have a lot of time to jump over to those far notes, so you either have to memorize it or just have a very fast reaction time.
Yeah, so now for Germany, they have to pray if somewhere in the Chile's roster will find a miss.
Yeah,
We
Chile
fairly-
holding on strong so far.
We fairly need to say they have to find the miss something right now.
Yeah, there's not a ton of map left. It is rather dense towards the end, if I remember right. But they're
Those
running
streams,
out of time.
that's the only dense part here. Packer finding a miss. The stream
might-
section is not over yet.
It could give Germany the chance. Will
It
be
could
enough,
be.
though.
I don't
Gonna be
really
close.
think it's enough. Ryuka already found 2 misses on around probably 100 combo difference. See, Ryuka finding a miss. Oh,
Oh.
that's probably a bad play for in Ryuka at this point.
So there we have it. Chile finding a break point of their own. Going to bring the match to 2-2, and it is going to be their pick now. So just like that, Chile was having quite a rough start. 0-2, wasn't looking great. Now they're in the driver's seat. They're actually they're kind of in the winning position here so far if they just keep on track. Definitely great to see Chile making a strong comeback and not just kind of crumbling under that early pressure of being behind.
Yeah, fair to say, nice try for Germany, but individual plays kind of ticked off this time around. Meanwhile, we have a Dex pick from Chile. And honestly, at this point, it's kind of hard to predict what they'll choose. I don't think it's going to be Nomad unless it's either a Convert. Oh, never mind. They're picking out double time 3, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Nomad still. No one wants to touch Nomad. Or Nomad.
Yeah, like those Nomad, like at this point, the only available maps are Nomads. So you have like in other way or another, you have to pick Nomads somewhere.
Yeah, it's going to be rounding out the end of this match here. Getting all the mods out of the way ahead of time. Not a terrible strategy unless your team really depends on a mod, but I think both of these teams can play no mod just fine.
Yeah, everyone can play Nomad, but it's still like not really guarantee you the victory. Meanwhile, though, on the Twitch chat at least, Otter is live. Subscribe to the Twitch Prime. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Also, since we're talking about Twitch chat, if you guys haven't already, check out the Osu store. The banners are out now, so if you have a favorite team you want to support, go ahead and pick yourself up a banner from the store. All of the proceeds will go towards funding these tournaments, so we appreciate that a lot. And it's just a great way to kind of show support for your team.
And those banners are really cheap.
Yeah, I believe they're.
So you don't really worry about your own economy.
Yeah, I believe they're about $250 US. I'm not sure how that translates out to various currencies, but give them a check.
Yeah, last time I bought these banners, they're relatively cheap. It's probably like $2.5. So I can't really remember, but it's most likely the same price.
Yeah, and actually, as someone mentioned in chat, kind of interesting to see Chile picking double time against Germany. A team also pretty well known for their double time, but and actually Chile did lose on double time earlier this match. So
yeah, it was the first. Yeah, it was the first pick from Chile, but
they're looking a lot better now. So perhaps they just needed a bit of that kind of warm up time for those first maps. We'll have to see how it goes this time.
Yeah, like they have to relax somehow during the tournament. That's really true. And as for like surprising, honestly, it's not really that surprising to see Chile picking double time and not Nomad this time.
Yeah, we're still going to see one hidden from each team here, Pickle Rat and Vinci. So we're going to see kind of a repeat matchup from earlier in the match. Can Chile pull out a different result this time? That is the question.
Well, we'll see right now. So as you probably seen, like this map itself, oh, no Croy. First one missing on the beginning.
So yeah, right off the bat, Chile gonna have a slight lead. Vinci also missing around 100 combo. That's also gonna hurt pretty bad.
Kakarot trades it somehow. 2 and 1. But yeah, as I said before, the map itself is relatively hard at the beginning. Even after the beginning, like, you still need a really good amount of consistency to see this. Vinci, on the other hand, is crumbling already with 2 misses this time. And almost reaching to A rank, lower than 98%.
Kakarot is going to trade, though. That will help Germany out a little bit, keep the score from flying away too far. It's still going to be a pretty big
trade is not even.
Yeah, Vinci finding another miss again.
Well, that's really horrible play from Vinci this time. Just like a previous pick with Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, definitely not what Germany was hoping for out of that third member. It's not quite over yet. There's still a good third of the map to go. Vinci is finding another miss, though, so he's going to need to clean that up if Germany wants to take this point.
I don't really think that's gonna happen at this point.
Yeah, we're seeing another miss.
So it's even worse for Germany to somehow find a serious comeback after that.
Yeah, Germany really, they were looking strong and then just had the wind knocked right out of their sails here. Definitely.
I don't really think Chile actually missed from EMDML and City Pop Shark at least. The Pekra found some of the misses. It was only at the beginning. The rest was full combo at this point.
Yeah. So City Pop Shark is going to find a miss here at the end, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. Germany finding many misses throughout this map. And yeah, Chile just very massive lead there. A little over 300,000, about 350,000 score difference there. That's just going to be a very decisive win for Chile, giving them their 3rd point.
Oof, that's all I want to say.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate for Germany there. They're going to have to really kind of rethink things, maybe take a step back, take a deep breath, calm back down, and focus up for this next map. It is going to be their pick, so the ball is in their court. Hopefully they can make good use of it.
Yeah, like the only strategy when you see some players crumbling during the match is just wait for the full countdown to end. Like, they have for 2 minutes of break, and the other 2 minutes of break, like, you basically have like 4 minutes to choose the map you want to play for 2 minutes, and the other 2 is just to prepare for the upcoming match.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, each team gets 1 timeout that they can use at any time, which will grant them an additional 2 minutes. So definitely well worth using those, and just calming down, focusing up, and making sure you're ready to go for the map, because we're getting about to that halfway point for both teams score wise. So all these next points are going to matter quite a bit.
Germany's picking No Mod 2 this time, so we're finally entering the No Mod category.
Yeah, No Mod 2 gonna get Paranoia Revolution by Climax of Max 360.
They have the fancy DDR kind of song.
Yeah. Pretty
But
classic tune.
Yeah, but I'd really say that this No Mod is really tricky. The patterns are relatively easy. Like, the only thing that stood out from the amount of segments in the song is the ending. You'll see what it means. You'll see what I mean, basically.
I'm excited to see it. So it looks like we're going to get a bit of a roster swap from Chile here for Nomad. Well-known City Pop Shark staying in so far. We're gonna get Okayu, Mogu Mogu coming in, which I don't know if I've announced that one yet. That one is Zisk. I think I have actually.
Yeah, I think you did.
I believe the only one we haven't seen so far is Watame Goose XD, aka Nico. So I have to see if they're gonna make a showing for this match at some point here. Over on Germany's side, we're going to see Vinci, Notekiori, and Marv Mello staying in. Looks like our ref's getting the last thing squared away, so we should be starting any moment now. Everybody show support for your favorite team in chat. So at this point, they're going to need it. We're getting down to the wire here.
Alright then, it's time for the 6th pick in this match.
Definitely a pretty quick start there, but everyone catching it just fine. This is
This is the only one here, so you'll see more.
Well, Marv Mello gonna be the first to fall. Right at around 200 combo, really not a great time to find that miss. It's gonna give a pretty decent score advantage over to Chile, about 30,000 advantage that should give them if no one else misses.
Honestly, I didn't really see where he actually missed. Like, that miss was really sudden.
Yeah, it was right around the 200 combo mark. Somewhere 200 to 220, I believe.
It's definitely a bad start for Germany, but we're already halfway point. Vince, on the other hand, no Koi. Everyone's failing from Germany when it comes to full combo. So now the three man full combos left from Chile.
Yeah, that is going to be tough to beat.
Yeah,
Chile
it's gonna be so hard to recover at this point.
Only about a quarter of the map left. I don't know if they have enough. They would need a complete meltdown from Chile, most likely.
Let's see if anyone can actually full combo the after spinner one. But
Very
they
nice
died.
on spinner. There we are. It looks like 3 full combos, I believe. Let's see right here at the end. Yeah, 3 full
only
combos
from Chile.
from Chile. Germany struggling a bit. 6 miss, and a 2 miss. So that is going to bring Chile 4-2. And also their pick. So if they can get this next one, they'll be at match point. Definitely a really good spot for Chile right now.
That wasn't a spec map. That wasn't a spec map. Okay, client. I see what you mean.
Okay, yeah, no, so Elnell immediately double time 1. They are ready for it.
Yeah,
Had
he
this
immediately
lined up.
did double time 1 after winning and the Nova 2.
So yeah, I believe this was the final map for our mod brackets.
Yeah, the double time is the last one. Hard Rock is done. So the only maps available now is 1 hidden and 4 nomads.
Oh yeah,
So
you're right.
now-
There is that one last hidden map too. But yeah, we're gonna see a lot of Nomad coming out after this map.
And as you can see on the screen, our favorite streamer trying to fix the client. Oh, and he did.
There we are. Yep.
We're back.
Quick little fixeroo with the client, and we're back and ready to go. Gonna be hopping into this. Looks like we're gonna have the same roster for Chile. Germany gonna make a couple swaps, keeping in Notekiori, but swapping out for Inryuka and Inryoku. This double time pick.
Yeah, I believe the last time for Germany played was Marmelo. He was the only one who traded.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if No Curie can do a little better for them on double time and get them a point that they really need this right now. See some good cat jams and rat jams in chat. This is another banger. You know me, Lucky you say rabbit. This one actually guest mapped by our very own JB Hyperion.
Oh hey, I've probably heard of this guy.
Yeah, if you think this guy's map looks pretty good, stick around. He is one of our commentators for CWC, so he'll be making some appearances later on. Yeah, actually, he's going to be commentating the showcase after the next match. So stick around for that if you want to hear from JBH, get his insight for the map pool that's going to be for the quarterfinals next weekend. All right, we see the map start command from the ref, so we're going to be hopping right in. Pretty standard start so far. No one's found a miss yet. We're approaching 200 combo. So everybody's gotten there. So the first miss is going to matter quite a bit at this point, unless it is traded. Both teams not wanting to give that up.
Yeah, let's just hope no one really trying to break during the play. And Lions have not a good time.
Yeah. Bancho struggling a little bit. It looks like El Nell dropped right around there, unless that is a stream bug. But based on his score, I think El Nell did actually find a drop right around.
Yeah, it looks like here.
That video was buffering. So the score being wildly in Chile's favor, that is a bug because Inryuka is currently not buffered in.
Inryuka, meanwhile, we're already trading EDNL's miss.
Yeah, so it's hard to say what the actual score is right now without Inryuka loaded in.
No Koribus so far. So it might be a really good time for Chile at this point. Meanwhile, they have two full combos. There's Okaya Bogu Bogu and City Pop Shark.
Yeah, luckily, no Kyori's miss gives us a better idea that most likely the score is in Chile's favor right now. The only hope for Germany is that Inryuka has been full comboing this whole time. Because Inryoku gonna find another miss.
I don't really think that's gonna happen at this point. No Kori already missed. Right after Inryoku's.
Yeah, so we're not entirely sure yet if Inryuka has DC'd or if it is just the tournament client struggling to grab that feed. He might still be in it. We'll have to update you guys after this map ends.
Yeah, Inryuka is still in game, so he doesn't disconnect or anything. But still, okay. Chile is still going to have a match point at this point.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, it looks like it's just the either Bancho or the tournament client struggling a little bit there. His Inryuka was connected to the actual server the entire time though, and his score did submit. Chile did take the win on that point. Actually, I'll take a quick glance at the MP link for you guys real quick here. And yeah, actually, Inryuka did full combo. So, a bit unfortunate for him that his team, the other two team members were not able to keep up with that. We have Elnell had 1 miss. Note Kiori and Inryoku having 2 and 3 misses. Everyone else full comboing. So that it is Germany's pick, and they're going to be going with No Mod 5, a pretty popular banger this weekend. We got The Baddest by KDA, an off-branch of Riot Games, aka League of Legends. Definitely a fun song and a pretty fun map.
You can already start setting another cat jam wave.
Oh
if
yeah,
you want.
Throw a cat jam of my own in there. Hard to go wrong with this song.
But yeah, Germany's pick is quite logical because you don't really want to risk it on specific maps only. So the only option is to play Conver and pray that Chile's gotta find him this summer. And that Conver is not that easy, believe me or not.
Yeah, so it looks like No Kiori is going to be staying in for Germany. Marvmello and Gnoshi going to be replacing our Inri pair. Chile feeling pretty strong with their lineup. They're going to keep Elnell, City Pop Shark, and Pekorat in. Chile going to be hoping to close out the match with a win here. Germany fighting for their lives, trying to stay in the match with a win here if they can. It's going to be a bit of an uphill fight, but they're not entirely out of it yet. They'll have to win the next 3 maps in a row and then win the tiebreaker, but there's still some hope for the Germany squad.
Right then, we're gonna start now. It's probably gonna be the last map in this match, but who knows? Comebacks happen. We've already seen a couple of ones.
I've seen crazier comebacks than this, for sure.
And where? Just curious.
In CWC, and also actually in some of my own tournaments that I've run, I've seen some like 5-0 turning into 6-5s, reverse sweeps. I believe actually last year we saw a similar kind of thing with Germany, actually.
Damn.
If I remember right, or was it Chile? Oh no, it was Chile actually. Last year they lost to Italy. They were up 3 and then lost 7 in a row. So it happens. We'll have to see how this is going to go for this one though.
But yeah, everything's going smooth for all teams. Oh, already with double miss from No Croy Bargalo.
Not good. Still about 2/3 of the map to go though, so there's plenty of time to catch up. They are going to need to see some misses from Chile though.
Luckily, No Croy trading this time.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So that's a step in the right direction. No Curry is going to have to be pulling on while Chile finds misses, though. Pekorat is going to find another miss.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, leads still Chile's side even after the scores kind of stabilize, but they're clawing it back and giving themselves a chance still. It is a pretty dense map. There's still about 1/3 of it left. If Chile finds another miss or 2, Germany could actually be back in this.
This is the only hard part of the map, though. Oh, and Gnoshi's failing to full combo and No Croy at the same time.
Yeah, actually, Gnoshi almost failed. Obviously, everyone has no fail, so that's not a concern here.
At this point, there's no hard patterns or any size preventing on this map, except for this one, but it's fairly easier compared to the stuff we've seen before. And City Rock Shark and India now have an insane consistency on this map.
Yeah, both
despite
comboing.
Yeah, despite giving some points to Germany at the beginning, they're definitely climbing back. And they're going to advance from the upper bracket. Meanwhile, Germany is going to lose this bracket this time. Well played from Chile.
Yeah. So yeah, that is going to end the match there. Chile taking their last point, winning the match 6-2. A blessing, maybe, perhaps a curse, though, as next weekend that means they're going to be up against South Korea during quarterfinals, which is yeah, not an
Good
easy
luck.
team to go against by any means. Wish the best of luck to Chile on that one.
Yeah, if I had to say like Chile versus South Korea, I would say to Chile players, good luck.
Yeah, so it looks like next weekend, next weekend we're going to see Germany versus Australia in the losers bracket out of this, and like I mentioned earlier, Chile versus South Korea. But that is
believe.
next weekend, and this is this weekend. So congratulations to Chile for the win, and GG's to both teams. That was a pretty good match.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Germany fans because they've been crazy supporting their country, but not this time. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, the good thing is we do have the losers bracket, which means they still have a chance. It's not over for them yet. They could win it all. It's just going to be quite an uphill battle from where they're at.
And now, as you can see on the schedule side, there is only one match remaining, which is gotta be also like really close. It's USA versus Canada. So don't underestimate Canada because they've been really they've been really strong team, even like a year before. I believe they have the same roster with probably one or two player changes.
Yeah, for the last year or two now, Canada has really kind of stepped up their game in the tournament scene. A lot of their squad members have been competing in some of my tournaments. They did well in CWC last year, and I think this one's going to be a pretty exciting match. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I believe we are going to be taking a short break in between then and now, so that'll be in about 30 minutes. But yeah, definitely come back for this one. It's going to be rather spicy.
Oh yeah.
So with that, any final thoughts, Nelly?
On which?
Either one, before we close this out.
Let's just hope we will have a really interesting match until tiebreaker.
Yeah, I definitely would love to see a tiebreaker between US and Canada. Well, with that then, that is going to be it for us for now. Come back in 30 minutes to catch the next match. This has been Snow Leopard with Nelly, and thank you guys all for watching.
When I feel down, I try not to forget a little around. It's a beautiful place. It's not always easy living in this world, but I know it's up to me, and I am never giving up. I swear I hold on. It's a beautiful place. 技術は小説よりも奇なりですね。
of an alien source are approaching from the sky. Radio contact has been attempted but cannot be established. Instructions are to prepare for an attack by an unknown enemy.
attacks as far as the eye can see. A plague on the surface, a disgusting swarm in the skies. With a crash of thunder, a new demon appears. Unfurling its rotten wings, it lets out a petrifying scream.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again to Catch World Cup 2021. This is Snow Leopard back here to cast another match for you. It's going to be United States versus Canada, but this time I have Elux with me. Elux, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Getting ready to see our home country take on our neighbors up north. It's going to be a good matchup. What do you think's going to happen in this?
Oh yeah, I think this one's going to be rather spicy. I could see possibly a tiebreaker. It might not happen. My personal prediction is 6-3, United States taking the win. Always got to root for my home team, but honestly, the Canadian team is really good, especially this year, and they really could take it back.
Oh yeah, that Canadian team is something fierce. And just a heads up for y'all chat, Fast Yoshi changed their name to Unlucky W. So if you see them in the match results, that is why.
Oh, yeah, actually, so with that, we'll do a quick rundown of the roster. So for United States, we have Sekre, Zach, Kisetin Tori, Colin, DeCreeper, and Lexi. And then for Canada, we have Zerkarian, Yoshi Green, Unlucky W, aka Fast Yoshi, Fuhi, Henrik, and Had.
Ooh, USA is going to be banning first, and they're going to ban Nomad 1. No surprise there. We've been seeing that get banned all weekend. It really seems like not that much teams want to play that map.
Yeah, I've seen that one banned quite a bit. I've seen, let's see, I think Hidden 2 has been banned quite a bit. Let's see what Canada wants to go for. It is going to be their ban now, and then they will have first pick as well. Everybody give a good happy birthday Zerkarian in chat. Shout out to him. Playing on his birthday, wasn't going to leave his team behind for no celebration. The victory is the celebration he's going for, and they're going to be banning Nomad 2.
Yeah, that Nomad 2 pick is pretty fierce. We've seen a lot of drops so far this weekend in that beginning. That map's usually been decided by 1 or 2 misses.
Yeah, I saw that one actually come out in this last match, and it was a bit of a doozy for the teams. So not too surprised to see that get banned away. Real question is, what is Canada going to go with for their first pick?
Seeing as how both teams went ahead and banned Nomad, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Hard Rock pick come out.
Yeah, I could definitely see a Hard Rock coming.
Ooh, it's not Hard Rock, but it's still a fast approach rate. Double time 1.
Okay, yeah. Saw this map last match as well for anyone who's returning. Wakusei Rabbit by Unomi, mapped by our very own JB Hyperion, which will be on after this match to commentate the Map Pool Showcase. So stick around for that if you want to hear his delightful British accent.
Bit longer the double time maps, and definitely a lot more dense than the others. Plenty of areas where just, if you're not positioned just correctly, you're gonna find a miss or two.
That's for sure. And actually, the more I've been thinking about it, I'm not super surprised to see a double time pick here. I've been following Canada pretty closely as they've been playing a lot of tournaments that I've hosted throughout this last year, and they really are kind of building a pretty strong double time roster. I would say it's one of their better mods right now. So I have pretty good hopes for them on this pick.
Ooh, we're gonna see Lexi.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. That is one of the USA's star hidden players coming in for double time. Over on Canada's side, we're going to be seeing Zirkarian, Henrik, and Had. And then on the United States, like we mentioned, Lexi, and then as well as Sekre and De Creeper.
Yeah, really surprised that Kisei isn't coming in for the United States, but Lexi is.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I think Lexi has been playing double time quite a bit recently, though, if I remember right. It was either that or Hard Rock. I think it was double time, though.
And of course, Lexi got to be thrown on that hidden modifier. If you're new
Yeah.
to CWC and catch score v2, hidden does not provide any bonus points aside from the hidden mod pool. It is purely player preference for double time and Hard Rock on how they want to read the map.
Yeah, so yeah, hidden is allowed for Hard Rock and double time picks if you want. Of course, it is forced for hidden mod and not allowed for no mods.
And we're going to see that early miss from Zakarian as all players get up to the 200 combo mark. It's going to give the United States an early lead, but there's still plenty of map left to go.
I'm not sure if Lexi actually missed there or if that was a stream client bug. Based on the score, I think that's just a stream client bug. I believe Lexi is still full comboing. We were seeing some weird stuff earlier with his client screen as well. Like started at like 200 combo or something. So
not really sure, as score is still in favor of Canada right now, as we've seen Had miss, followed by Luxy, and Luxy again.
So
Had
back
up to 200.
I'll have to check the MP link after this to make sure, but yeah, it looks like at least some of those misses from Lexi were legit. Canada looking pretty strong so far on this one.
Oh yeah, Luxy back up to 200 combo mark, and just as soon as it gets to the spinner, he is going to drop. And that score is going to continue building up for Canada.
Yeah, Henrik so far the only one on the Canadian squad with full combos still, whereas the US has 2 players. However, despite that, Lexi's struggling enough that Canada stayed in the lead.
And Luxy finding more misses there at the end, and that is going to give this first point to Canada.
Yeah, I gotta say, a very nice performance out of Canada for that first one. I mentioned earlier they've been playing double time a lot, and you can see it here in this results screen. 0 miss, 1 miss, 3 miss. Very top tier gameplay out of Canada for this one, and it's going to secure them their first point.
Ooh, and that is correct. Luxy is playing on a MacBook. His MacBook doesn't fare so well with the game, so is not that uncommon for him.
Yeah, not the greatest
highly
situations.
Unfortunate.
See, caused 14 misses this time, and you see that big spike about a quarter of the way through the map. Likely that's where he was facing some of those troubles. Luckily for the United States, that wasn't their pick, so they didn't lose a break point. It is going to be their pick now, and hopefully they can pick something that will favor them. Because I do think Canada might have an edge on double time. If the United States still had Rostold, which they do not have this year, might be a different story. But yeah, with the loss of Rostold, honestly, I think Canada's might be taking that edge in double time overall.
And United States is going to go with Hard Rock 2, the safer of the Hard Rock picks. My opinion, this plays more like an introduction to Hard Rock and more higher AR gameplay.
Yeah, I believe Nelly earlier mentioned that, in his opinion, this was the easiest map in the pool, even with Hard Rock applied.
I'm going to have to agree with him on that one.
Yeah, this one should be a nice, easy one. The United States hopefully get further warmed up and ready to go for the match.
See
Could come down to
Colin.
Finner.
That is true. So we see Colin subbing in for Lexi. The Creeper still staying in. Henrik Zakarian still staying in for Canada, just waiting on that third slot to be filled for both teams.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sekre stepped out. He is pretty much the hard rock pro of the United States. Okay, he is coming back in. There we are.
There's the man himself, Unlucky W, formerly known as Fast Yoshi, coming in. So it's going to be the Creeper, Sekre, and Colin for the United States. Henrik, Zakarian, and Unlucky W for Canada. And both those teams really strong hidden hard rock players. This one could go either way, especially with an easy map like this.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. We should be getting started any moment here. Now that we have the rosters figured out, players should be readying up. There we have the ref checking to make sure everything looks good. And we'll be hopping right in.
The start command is in. Good lucks are in the chat, and we're about to get this second pick underway. Canada leading 1-0. United States wanting to answer back with this hard rock pick.
Client getting everybody synced up here. And we are off. So far, no one caught out as we're starting to approach that 200 combo mark. It's where misses start to get a little more deadly. Zakarian gonna find it.
Right at that 200 combo mark. And that was the perfect timing to find a miss on the side of the Canadians if you're the United States.
Yeah, the United States gonna be pretty happy about that one. Zakarian recovering nicely though, already over 100 combo again. They're just going to need to see a miss out of the United States to bring things back even.
Zakarian back up to 200 combo, stopping the bleeding as we see a double miss from Canada, and that is huge for the United States as that score is going to start growing fast in favor of them. We're seeing it near the 100,000 mark.
Yeah, and that is right around halfway through the map. At this point, only about a third to go. Canada has quite a bit of score to catch up, so they're going to need to see a lot of misses out of the United States.
Both Zakarian and Unlucky getting back up that 200 combo mark. Gonna average score at around 110, 111,000.
Yeah, pretty big lead for the United States. Not insurmountable, though, if they melt down at the end. How likely is that? I don't think very likely.
Especially on a pick like Hard Rock 2.
Yeah, this is kind of bread and butter for the United States here.
And with not much map left to play, it's safe to say that this point is going in favor of the United States.
Yeah, that is for sure. Canada still finishing out strong. No more misses at the end, but unfortunately, the United States, a very convincing 3 full combos. And Canada having 2 players with some misses. It's going to give United States their first point.
Sekre, that lone double S up there. Henrik, the lone full combo for his side of the Canadians, but unfortunately wasn't enough.
Yeah, no need to worry for Canada though. No breakpoints have been made yet. It is going to be their pick again. And they have a chance to pick something that they're probably a little more favored on because Hard Rock, probably not the mod they're going to be beating the United States.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Canada going back to that double time pool.
Yeah, they still have 2 of them open. None of the 3 were banned. So yeah, there we are. Double time 2 going to be their next pick. It's going right on down the line.
Bit slower of the double time picks. We see this one coming in at an approach rate of 8.3 without the double time modifier on. The key thing about this map though is that unlike the entire first 3/4 of the map, the final fourth of the map is a lot more spaced out and a lot easier to find a miss.
Yeah, you can see the map really swing at the end there if a player gets caught out on those. So definitely want to keep a close eye at the end of this one for last minute upsets. We have seen this map played quite a bit so far this weekend. Bit of a fan favorite. The background and kind of music style from Genshin Impact.
Oh yeah, and I'm not the biggest Genshin Impact player, but song-wise, this is my favorite song in the entire map pool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice song.
Only problem is
I can jam of approval.
Yeah, the only problem is I cannot listen to it without double time on anymore.
Yeah, that'll happen when you practice pool quite a bit.
Both a blessing and a curse. Can play fast, but ruin songs for you. You see Kisei coming in for the United States. So Ross is going to be the Creeper, Sekre, Kisei for the United States. Unlucky W, Sakarian staying in for Canada, and Had coming in, filling up that third slot.
It's like everybody's readying up. Ref is going to get that map started.
Round 3 is underway. Had the only one with that hidden modifier. And with Kisei now in for the United States, will Canada be able to edge out another point on a double time pick, or will the United States be able to steal this away?
Yeah, we'll have to see. Without Lexi having lag issues, the United States may fare a little bit better. That being said, Canada did look really strong on their last double time pick, though. So this one might get real close right at the end.
Slight accuracy in favor of the United States so far as all players, but the Creeper about to get up to 200 combo, and there it is, Creeper finding a miss slightly before that 200 combo mark. Not the end of the world, but an unlucky W is going to drop as well.
Yeah, so I'll trade it and bring the score about even. Although DeCreeper wasn't at 200 when Unlucky found his miss, so that it will still be a slight advantage to Canada, but just very slight. A single extra miss can definitely flip things.
We see Creeper up to that 200 combo mark. And Sakarian. And that is what the United States needed right there as we're approaching this next break part after this Ki section.
Yeah, Canada definitely lost the lead now. It's still not going to be that hugely in United States' favor. A single miss, again, could probably switch things. That being said, we are getting to the last quarter of the map.
And here are where the most misses are found. This last quarter of the map is more spaced out than the rest.
About 45,000 lead right now to United States. That will be a little less once their carrying hits 200.
Carrying at that 200 combo mark, but the United States looking strong. But Kisei is gonna drop.
Ooh.
Will it be enough?
I don't know if there's enough time.
It's not enough though, as the United States are going to take a break point.
Yeah, that's going to be about, what, 18,000? Yeah, 18,000 score advantage to United States. Going to secure him that point. That is like half a miss.
And the United States wasting no time after that break point, choosing hidden one.
Kisetsu giving that win to having hundreds of hours played on Genshin, making him well qualified to play that map.
Hidden one, false infinite parallel. See Sack coming in for the United States. Kisei and Creeper stepping out.
And it's another classic hidden player for the United States.
Oh yeah, as we see Heinrich and Unlucky staying in for Canada. Going to see which player fills in that third slot for both sides.
Yeah, it sounds like, based on chat, I believe we're trying to get Lexi back in here to fill out that third spot for the United States. Uncertain if Sakurai is going to be staying in. He may. Definitely could see it, but we'll have to see. Yoshi Green might be coming in for the third player for Canada.
He is, and there's Lexi coming in for the United States, so it's going to be Zach, Sakurai, and Lexi for the United States. Unlucky W, Yoshi Green, and Henrik for Canada. United States taking a break point there with that last double time pick. Canada looking to answer back with a break point of their own.
Yeah, right now the game is in United States' favor. They just keep winning their points from here on. They will have that one extra point for them. Canada needs a break point to get back into this.
Start command is in, and we're going to get this fourth round underway.
Glad to see Zach still playing for the United States squad. I remember last CWC, he was saying that it might be his final one before retirement, but he is coming back in again for the United States team.
Waiting for
just
the client.
1 more year.
That's true, and waiting for the client to load everybody up, sync all up while we get this underway. And there it is.
Looks like Henrik had an early miss. A little hard to tell. Looks like maybe the very first note.
Yeah, same with Sakurai.
Actually, yeah, Sakurai also with that early miss. It looked like his was around 20 combo. So that is going to be a slight lead for Canada.
But Unlucky W is going to drop, and that early lead is going to be taken away.
Yeah, that drop definitely a lot more significant, a lot further into the map.
But Zach is going to drop as well.
He'll trade things right on back.
Unlucky W building his way back up to 200 combo.
Yeah, Canada could really use this point. It would put them right back into the driver's seat, so they're going to be trying their hardest to grab this one. They have the opportunity, they just need to not miss from here on.
Oh yeah, Zach gets up to 200 combo, stopping the bleeding for United States. Looks like it's going to be around 20, 30,000-ish score difference.
Yeah, it could easily be swung by a single miss. Neither team wants to be that team to have that first miss.
Yoshi Green, the lone double S in the entire match right now as we're approaching the halfway point.
Yeah,
all
Henrik
players
and Lexi
looking strong.
with full combo, but yeah, Yoshi Green only one with all those droplets.
And Zach
Ooh.
is going to drop yet again, and that is huge for Canada as we're over halfway through the map, but Yoshi Green is going to trade it. Zekray's going to drop.
trade back? That's going to still be a pretty big advantage to Canada. Zekray missing again. Canada is securing themselves a pretty big lead now, only about a third of the map left to go. If they can hold on, this point is going to be theirs.
As
That'd
we
be pretty
see
huge.
Lexi drop in there, followed with Zach, and that score is going to start growing fastly in favor for the Canadian squad.
Oh wow, United States really crumbling on this pick. Not something I'd expect. They're a pretty good hidden squad. Definitely a lot of struggle on this one though, and this was their pick as well.
Yoshi Green dropping as we're entering the final fourth of the map. Henrik still holding on to that full combo though.
Yeah, Yoshi Green finding another miss as well. It's not going to matter though, as long as Unlucky and Henrik can hold their combo. There's really not a ton of danger. And even if one of them slips, we're getting really close to the end. There's not a lot of time for the United States to catch up.
Oh yeah, the score difference is not quite 100,000, and with not much map left to play, Canada's going to answer back with a breakpoint of their own.
Yeah, there we have it. Canada, first one to give out the breakpoint, immediately taking it right back. Saying, we're still in this match, we still want to win. It's going to bring us 2-2.
Henrik with that lone full combo in the match. That was not a early miss by him, just accuracy drop.
Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, pretty exceptional performance. We see Lexi with 2 misses from the United States, and 5 and 6 for the other players. Meanwhile, Canada, 4 misses, 1 miss, 0 miss. Really solid playing out of the Canadian squad so far today. And it is going to be their pick as well, so they're back in the driver's seat. Let's see what they want to go with. Will they do double time 3, or will they branch out to a different mod?
Now you gotta think, they're 1 for 1 with double time right now, but they are 1-0 with hidden, so they might go ahead and stick with hidden.
That is true. That's a bit of a risky pick, although honestly, with that last map, they were looking really strong. If you asked me before I saw that last map, I would have said, oh yeah, the United States, they would have a hidden pick for sure. They're a really strong hidden squad, but honestly, yeah, Canada did exceptionally well. It's very possible. They're taking their time to make the decision. They don't want to pick something bad here and ruin the momentum that they have.
And I assume they're trying to figure out whether or not to stick with hidden, or to close out that double time pool. As our wonderful referee, Tiger Eyes, wondering when Canada is going to make their selection.
Yeah, I believe the timer they have will be ending soon.
And Canada is going to close out our double time mod pool with BT3, Floating Darkness.
Yeah, we get that pick right in at the end there. They'll want to be careful to not go past that timer again, because if they do not make a pick before the timer ends, it'll be picked randomly for them, which in most cases probably isn't a good thing.
Not at all, as our referee handing out their only warning for the Canadian squad on time. You're gonna see Sekre, Kisei on the side of the United States, Sakarian, Henrik, and Had on the side of Canada, and Creeper coming in to fill out that third slot for the United States.
There we go. Kisei and the Creeper swapping spots, making sure we get their best angles.
Man, a 2-2 matchup, though. Knew it was going to be close, but I did not expect Canada to take a hidden pick from the United States.
Yeah, I forget if I mentioned earlier, my prediction for this match was a 6-3 victory for the United States. So I expected Canada to make the points, but I definitely did not expect it to come from a hidden pick. So
Neither did I, as we're about to get this 5th round underway. Key areas in this map is early on in the beginning, the first half is where we've been seeing a lot of players finding misses, as that second half is more stream-like and more consistent in its patterns. No players opting to choose that hidden modifier. Everyone just sticking with that base double time.
Alright, we're off. No early misses so far. He's going to start speeding up pretty quick, though.
Early miss from Sekre. Traded with Had. And Kisei as well.
So it's going to give us a bit of an advantage going over to Canada.
Canada, I love it, as Had is gonna find another miss. And another one.
The danger of choosing whether to say Canada or Canadian, end up with Canada.
And Kisei, when he got up to the 200 combo mark, is gonna drop. Followed with Had, just trading misses back and forth. Kisei, Henrik.
Going all over the place, although that should be, that'll be slightly in favor of the United States. The Creeper and Sekre still having combos at that halfway mark now. Very slight advantage for the United States. They're going to want to lock that in.
As we see Had getting up to that 200 combo mark, but Sekre is going to drop.
They're carrying trading at the almost exact same time too, though. So score not going to really budge much.
As Kisei and Henrik were able to get to 200 combo at the same time, but Sekre is going to drop again. And that miss is going to matter a bit as the score starts flipping in favor of Canada.
We're getting real close to the end here. It's going to come down to the wire. Next miss is going to be pretty fatal, and it's going to be Sekre.
And that score is starting to grow in favor of Canada as we're approaching the end of this pick. And there's nothing the United States can do as Kisei finds another miss, and this is going to be a point in favor of Canada, and they are now leading this match 3-2.
Yeah,
the Creeper,
there we have it.
The Creeper, the lone full combo and a double S at that. Unfortunately, not enough to keep the United States in this pick, as the misses from Kisei and Sekre just...
Yeah, the Creeper really trying his hardest. MVP for this map, but it just was not enough to make up for the misses from Kisei and Sekre. Canada again showing their double time strength. Unfortunately for them, that was the last double time pick available, so they're going to have to branch out for their next picks. They have a little bit of time to think about it though, because it is now the United States pick.
And if the United States, you're down 3-2. You lost that first hidden map. So you gotta be thinking, do you try and stick with hidden? You have good strong players like Zach and Lexi at it, or do you try and mix things up, choose a Nomad, or go with Hard Rock?
I definitely could see a Hard Rock coming out here. I think even though they definitely struggled on that first one, Hidden should still be a pretty good option for them as well. We'll have to see. If they lose another Hidden pick, then yeah, something's going wrong. We'll have to I'll be very confused.
Now, wonderful referee Tiger Eyes reminded the United States that it is indeed their pick. They are on the clock and they're needing to hurry up and make that selection.
They're going to go Hidden too. Which I believe it was Buck Puck in chat earlier was asking for Hidden too, so there you are.
And the slower Hidden pick coming in at an approach rate of 8.4. Though the key thing with this slow Hidden pick is the BPM change. A lot of players all weekend getting caught outside of their groove with that BPM constantly changing on them.
Yeah, I believe I'm checking the stat sheet right now. It looks like this map is one of the most banned maps this weekend. Tied with Hidden 1. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Nomad 1 is the most, being banned 4 times, but Hidden 1 and Hidden 2 both tied for second place with 3 bans each. So, not a common pick this weekend.
Sekre, Lexi, and Zach looking to make it a tied match. Henrik, Zakarian, and Unlucky W looking to propel Canada in the lead to 4-2. They won that first Hidden pick. Would they be able to take another breakpoint from the United States, or would the United States be able to find their groove with this slower approach rate?
You know, if there's one team that's good at low AR Hidden, I would have to say it would be the United States. We see Zach coming in. He is something of a specialist for that low AR Hidden. We also have Lexi back in. And Sekre going to stay as their third player. I have pretty high faith in Lexi and Zach for their Hidden playing here. Assuming, of course, Lexi doesn't have more lag issues. We'll have to see.
Yeah, but you can't be sleeping on this Canadian squad.
Absolutely not. They are on fire today. All players getting up to 100 combo as the song starts to pick up a bit. Yeah, approaching 200 combo now. No one falling yet. Song is going to be speeding up a little bit, picking up in pace. Jumps are getting a little bit wider.
And aside from that slight accuracy favor for Canada, all players still holding strong as we hit 300 combo. But Zakarian is going to drop.
Ooh, yeah. Still about half of the map left to go.
And Unlucky W is going to drop as well.
Not what Canada was hoping to see here. There is still time, but they're going to need to see some misses out of the United States pretty soon.
We approach the final third of the map. See that BPM slowing down.
Nice big spinner here. And we'll speed back up for another little chorus section here. This is where it's going to count. Canada needs the United States to find a miss here. In one
But
of these
Zakarian and Henrik. Double miss by United States as well. Lexi holding strong. Unlucky W getting back up to 200 combo. Zakarian dropping. But that score difference is insane in favor of the United States as Sekre and Zach are going to drop right at the end. It's not going to be enough though, as the United States are going to take this hidden pick and make it a tie match yet again.
Yeah, there was a lot of missing right at the end there. I was like, oh, can Canada do it? And then unfortunately, I looked down at the score. I'm like, oh, no, the United States had quite a bit of a lead. So it was no real problem to them. I believe that was, yeah.
Lexi being that lone full combo on the board. And Zakarian just not having a fun time there at the end of that pick.
Yeah, everyone but Lexi having a miss, but Zakarian definitely struggling the most, especially right at the end there. It is going to be Canada's pick again, though. So I can tell you, I don't expect him to pick hidden 3.
And unfortunately for Canada, double time is all said and done, and they're going to have to go with something else.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to go hard rock against the United States. They might start picking from the no mod pool now. We'll have to see though.
And that no mod pool 3 really tricky no mod maps. See no mod 3 gimmicky sliders and real dense sections. No mod 4 and no mod 5 both converts, but it is going to be no mod 3 Fracture Ray. Mapped by Gigas, but this is the Kakai's Overdose.
So yeah, this is going to be the last specific map. Because I believe there's still 2 converts. If I'm correct on that.
As far as no mod pool goes, you are correct. Both teams banned no mod 1 and no mod 2.
Yeah, so we're going to see the only specific no mod map being picked. Things are going to get rather interesting after this map. Tied up 3-3. Any team's game still. Let's see how this one can go.
Henrik, Unlucky W, and Yoshi Green on the side of Canada. Lexi and Creeper on the side of the United States, just waiting for that third slot to be filled right now. Sekre opting to stay in.
Yeah, I think Sekre has been in for every single pick so far. He's, the team leader, leading by example here, staying in. Also, just very high ranked, top tier player. Not super surprising to see him sticking in for all these different maps. I'm a little surprised to see Lexi staying in, though, on a no mod pick. If it was any other mod, I'd go, well, at least he can throw on hidden with it, but this one he cannot.
And it's really unusual to see Lexi play without hidden. Curious to see how he does as we're getting this 7th round underway. 3-3 tied match. Lexi, Sekre, and the Creeper looking to take another break point. Henrik, Unlucky W, and Yoshi Green wanting to get back into the lead.
Pretty nice intro here, nothing too tricky yet. Good and bad thing about that is that it means everyone's going to get up towards that 200 combo mark, and when it starts to actually get hard, it's going to hit real hard if you find a miss. So there we are.
All players hitting 200 combo quite easily.
A lot of hyper dashes across the screen. No one cut out yet, though.
Not really much to say so far other than a slight accuracy lead in favor of the United States. All players still holding on to a full combo.
Very short little spinner there. United States just ever so slightly with the lead by like 100 points. And I think a droplet maybe. So it looks like United States won that spinner battle as well, or at least tied. You can see the score still mostly on their side. It bounces back and forth, but still a very open game for anybody to take.
All players getting through that slow slider section with ease as we get more into the fast pace, approaching the final fourth of the map. Still, 6-way full combo on the board.
Yeah, not a lot of map left.
440 points so far in favor of the United States.
This is going to be the closest map by far. It's going to come down to the very end here.
And it is going to be the United States at the very end, sealing the deal with that last spinner, 970 points. Lexi with the MVP.
Yeah, that is a very small score margin there. United States just getting a couple extra bananas and a couple extra droplets, but that is enough to seal the deal. And that is another break point actually for the United States. So it's now 4-3 and the United States pick. They're in a pretty good position here. If they win their next pick, they will be at match point. Canada definitely going to be feeling the stress after that one.
Yeah, United States definitely in the driver's seat as they're going to go with Hard Rock 1.
Yeah, we're getting Hard Rock 1 yet again. Pretty popular map this weekend. Been picked 5 times. I believe this pick will make that 6 out of our 8 matches. So most teams opting to play it. It does kind of start off a bit slow, like some of our other maps have so far. And then it picks up a little bit and has some very interesting sections that are easy to miss. I'll make sure to point them out as we go along.
Oh yeah, as we've seen, that ending streamy section has been sealing the deal for a lot of maps so far this weekend.
That is for sure, yes.
Colin, Sekre, and Creeper staying in for the United States. Henrik, Unlucky W, and Fui now coming in for Canada. Canada looking for a break point. They've done it before. Can they do it again? United States wanting to get match point.
Yeah, definitely no joke to play Hard Rock against the United States. Canada pulling out all the stops, bringing in Fuhi, and hoping to get themselves a break point of their own again. Keep things tied up.
And aside from that slow section, about roughly halfway through the map, I think that this pick's going to come down to if anybody misses before that streamy section at the end.
Everybody loading in and getting synced up.
Nobody choosing that hidden modifier. Everyone staying with that base Hard Rock.
Definitely not surprised for this map. So we see a bit of a less dense section here. bit of an easy start. Although that being said, some of these jumps are rather far, and this is hard rock. So
You're gonna see an early miss from Colin, though.
yeah, definitely possible to get caught out here. And then shortly after this, we're going to be getting to a slower section where it's kind of a bit of memory, unless you have really good reaction time. It'll just be single wall spaced out notes like this, far across the screen. Oh, Henrik.
And Henrik,
Yeah.
as soon as he gets up to 200 combo, is gonna drop. And that's what you need if you're the United States.
Yeah, there it is, that section catching someone out. If you don't have it perfectly memorized, you have to have really fast reaction time to scoot over and get those.
Colin getting up to 200 combo mark, joining the rest of his team as the United States are gonna slowly start growing more and more score.
Yeah, Henrik recovering very well after that small slip. So that's going to keep the score pretty close. It is going to be a slight advantage to the United States, though.
Oh yeah, nobody missing before that streamy section as Henrik gets up to 200 combo. And a single miss from either side will seal the deal here with this pick. And it's gonna be unlucky W.
Yeah, this section has caught many players out this weekend. It looks deceptively simple. It's really easy to slip off these stacks.
And
with
the
that,
United States, 5-3. Match point.
It is going to be Canada's pick now, so they're going to have to think real carefully about this next pick. If they don't get this next point, that is game over.
Zekray with that lone double S up there. And if you're Canada, wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout come in. This pick means life or death in this match against the United States.
Yeah, this one's going to be very, very important for them. If they win this pick, then it'll be United States pick next, and then after that, it would be tiebreaker. And if they lose, then of course the United States will win the match. So either way, this will be their final pick, and they need to make it pretty wisely.
Yep, and we do see that timeout come in as Zakarian requests it. And I do not blame them one bit. As Canada, they are 1-for-1 with Hidden, 0-2 for Hard Rock, and 0-1 for Nomad so far.
Yeah, definitely not an easy decision to make. They only have Hard Rock 3, Hidden 3, or one of the final Nomads to pick from. I'm guessing they're going to go with Nomad. We'll have to see. They might surprise me, but I don't think they're going to be very eager for a Hard Rock or a Hidden.
As both Hidden and Hard Rock, you would assume, would be favors for the United States, but like I said, we've seen that first Hidden pick go the complete opposite way of what we were expecting, so they might go with Hidden 3. But no more specifics left on the board, only converts.
I'll give my stab at a 25% chance guess. I'm gonna go. They're picking Nomad 5, but
ooh, I was actually going to say them choosing the curveball Nomad 5 pick myself. We have a 25% chance of being correct, so.
Nomad 4. Surprised I've seen a lot of Nomad 5 picked. It's just kind of a banger of a song. But Nomad 4 also kind of a banger of a song, honestly, so can't blame them there.
And the ending of this Nomad 4 pick can be quite tricky, as we've seen a couple players miss.
So we're going to see who the final lineups are going to be for this map. That could very well be the final map of the match. So far, Canada having Unlucky W, Yoshi Green, and Fuhi. The United States, Sekre and Creeper. They do not yet have a third person selected.
Yeah, you gotta wonder who that third player is gonna be. We saw Lexi with that earlier Nomad pick, and he is going to be coming in yet again. And it's so weird to see Lexi playing anything but Hidden, really.
Yeah, or at least, having Hidden with the mod that he's playing.
So barring any substitutions, is going to be Sekre, Lexi, and Creeper looking to close this match out for the United States. Yoshi Green, Unlucky W, and Fui trying to stay alive, trying to ruin people's pick'ems as well.
Sekre thrown out in chat there. That's the most nervous he's actually ever been in a tournament match, which just goes to show you Canada this year, definitely nothing to joke about. Very strong team. You got to take them very seriously.
Even comparing that match to China 2018, saying that match wasn't even close to how nervous he was in this. So if that tells you anything about this Canadian roster, they're a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely, yeah. Get the match start command there from the ref, so we're going to be loading in. This one's for all the marbles.
And Canada has done it before with Hidden 1, but can they get another point against the more favored United States map pool?
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, Nomad, I feel like United States probably have a small edge, but Canada can definitely hold their own on Nomad. We'll have to see if they can do it with this map here, though. With all the tournament nerves on their back, hands probably shaking.
All players holding on to a double S as we hit break mark. Nothing big to say. .300 combo gone and past as we're getting through that first third of the map. All players still holding on to that double S, but Lexi is going to be the first one to find and miss.
That's pretty huge for Canada. As long as no one else misses, that will net them about a 30,000 lead, give or take. Which ain't much, but there's only been one miss so far, and we're already halfway through, so that could be the single miss that seals the deal. We'll have to see. We are speeding up and getting a little denser with these patterns.
Lexi back up to that 200 combo mark, stopping the bleeding. Roughly about a 40,000-ish point difference in favor of Canada right now. An unlucky W, but Creeper is going to trade it. So the United States is going to need to see another drop by Canada if they want to get back into the lead.
Yeah, hopefully Unlucky can keep his calm and get right back into it, because the Creeper trading at almost the exact same time is going to secure them holding on to that small lead they made for themselves. Only a quarter of the map left they got to hold on for.
Unlucky W getting back up to 200 combo. Creeper right behind him.
We're nearing the end.
Unlucky
could have
W,
found another-
but it's close. It might not be enough.
I don't know if the United States has enough time to pull it back. It's gonna be so close. Fuhi
But that
dropping.
drop, that drop by Fui
Oh,
and
no.
Unlucky W at the end is going to seal it.
Oh, that's
United States catching a lucky break at the end as we see uncharacteristic drops from Unlucky W and Fui. Just, you hate to see it happen.
that
You
is
really hate to
absolutely
see it.
heartbreaking. Yeah. Fuhi and Unlucky W not gonna be happy about that one. Definitely, yeah, that's a heartbreaker. I mean, despite that, I definitely think Canada should be pretty proud of their play today. They played extremely well. They beat the United States in hidden of all mods. I mean, truly, they are kind of a top tier team now. They've always been at least, kind of that high seed, middle ground. But yeah, within the last year or two, their squad has just become a real force to be reckoned with. And honestly, they still have a pretty good shot at going further in this tournament. They're not out yet. They still have the losers bracket next weekend that they can be competing in. And they will be playing against Taiwan to try and stay in the tournament. United States, having won this match, they will be moving on to face France next weekend. So make sure to check back in for that. But we're not quite done yet for this weekend. We still do have one more event to be streamed, and that is going to be the map pool reveal for our quarterfinals next weekend. Let me see what the timing is on that. Looks like that's going to be about half an hour from now, so we might be taking a short break. I'm not sure.
And in the meantime, chat, if you haven't yet, banners are out and they look mighty fancy. Our very own Snow Leopard here is the model on the store page for banners. And Snow Leopard, what can you say about the banners this year?
The banners, they're looking as good as always. They're a pretty reasonable price. It's a great way to support your team. Shows up on your user page, and if your team wins, you get to keep that banner an extra amount of time as well. So definitely worth checking out. The proceeds go to help out the tournament prize pool and all that. So yeah, give them a check. And with that, I got some confirmation that we are going to just be going straight into the map pool showcase in a few minutes here. So me and Elux will be stepping out, and we're going to have JB, Hyperion, and Sekre stepping in to lead you guys through next week's map pool. And in just a few minutes here, we'll be having JBH and Sekre coming in. Till then, stay tuned.
Hello everybody, sorry for the short wait, hope you're all sticking around and ready for the quarter-final map pool showcase of the 2021 Catch World Cup. I'm JB Hiberian, back once again, joined by Sekra. Congratulations on your victory, maybe a little closer than you would have hoped.
Hello, thank you, and actually that was exactly how I predicted it, 6-3, so I'm
exactly
happy
as
with that, I
planned.
think. Yeah, Canada's a really strong team, and it was kind of sad that we had to play against them this early on. But I hope they can make a nice run in losers bracket.
And any happy birthdays Zacarians in chat?
Oh yeah, happy birthday to Zakarian, one of my good friends.
But yeah, I think
Anyways.
we're ready to crack on.
Seems
As
like
always,
we are.
we'll start with Nomad. We've got 5 more maps once again. Same map pool showcase size as in the round of 16, and then 3 hidden, 3 hard row, 3 double time, and of course 1 tiebreaker. So we're going to be starting out with Nomad 1, Kurakuto Little Pride by Spectator. This is a long 4.5 minute pick, 180 BPM, circle size of 4.3 and an approach rate of 9.4, and is popularly mentioned by the length. They focus on consistency and a fairly balanced difficulty all around.
Yeah, this is actually going to be the first custom map of this round, mapped by Spectator, as you said earlier. It is lower AR than the last round's pick though. Wonder how that's going to play in, considering usually a map's harder, and I can see it probably is a bit harder already, seeing those 1-4 hyper chains and with a little bit of hype edge, like what's it called? The anti-flows.
Yeah, so far I don't think I see anything that's too kind of unexpected. Fairly typical, nice flowing patterns, a couple of anti-flow triples and things thrown in there as well, but otherwise it's just a nice kind of consistency balance of half hyper dashes, core hyper dashes as well, and a few little wiggles and direction changes. I'm expecting a difficulty spike somewhere later on here because this doesn't look too difficult, and in fact this might look a little bit more easy than some of the maps we've seen in the round of 16 in the group stage. Nomad brackets.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting the feel of right now, at least. Usually in the round of 8 quarterfinals here, I believe we're in quarterfinals, right?
Quarterfinals will be the next round, yes.
Oh yeah, I believe usually we see the big sort of spike in difficulty come up in this map pool. Usually the round of 16 is a bit more of the easier one still with the group stage. You see the spike coming in here, but so far this seems pretty tame comparatively.
Yeah, even the extended 3/4 sliders and anti-flow are not really that difficult compared to a lot of other patterns. They're quite common in common meta, so most players at this level of difficulty will be very comfortable playing patterns like that. A little wiggle there, but again, nothing too troubling. I mean, we are only halfway through the map, but I'm guessing that, as some people have alluded to in the Twitch chat, that the length is the difficulty here. It's just something where nerves are going to play a factor, and difficulty is going to become more, I guess, in the mind than in the fingers.
Yeah, well, you saw how that kind of played out in this previous weekend over here. I think Nomad 1 was one of the most banned maps purely because of the length. So I'm wondering if we'll see a similar trend here.
Well, I mean, we're already seeing the first map in the pool, and assuming that difficulty is going to go up, I don't think you can afford to ban a map in quarterfinals just because it's long, but I might be wrong. We don't see have to see what the rest of the maps in the pool are like.
Yeah, usually in the last 2 weeks, the Nomad 1 has been pretty consistent, pretty long, and kind of like a consistency map, and a lot of the higher end teams prefer to ban that, usually because they don't want to put it to sort of RNG, as you could say. But it's obviously not RNG, it's just...
It's not RNG if you get good and don't miss.
That is true. If I didn't miss, it would be at FC, so...
Exactly. some of these triples, the little inverted sliders, are getting a little wider towards the end, and the hyperdashes seem to be getting a bit stronger, but yeah, really no kind of major diff spike to be seen here. It's just a case of, can you do the same thing, but slightly harder for 4.5 minutes in a row without losing focus?
Nice little quirky hyper chain though, right there. Oh wow, 1.5 hypers, slider as well.
I mean, even that's not something that we've never seen before in even this tournament, let alone the meta as a whole. So yeah, a little bit of a diff spike, if you can air quote it that, but again, very consistent throughout. So Nomod 2 going to be next up, Chrono Diver Pendulums by Rockma, another custom map. This one much shorter, 2 minutes in length, 196 BPM, a cycle size of 4 and an approach rate once again of 9.4. And if you like streams, then this is the pick for you.
Oh yeah, another custom map as you see him by Rockma. When we get to these later rounds, we're going to be seeing a lot more of these custom maps made by the good old mappers that everybody knows for their difficult maps. Sort of James, Rockma, all those names. Oh yeah, this one definitely looks like a huge step up, if I'm being honest, from the last pick.
Yeah, we got a nice balance of those wiggles, those little tap dashes, some of which are hypers and some of which aren't. Not all the streams are uniform in shape or direction either. Definitely not something you can just kind of autopilot left-right whilst holding the dash key.
Yeah, this is about the quarterfinals that I was more so expecting to see. But again,
this is a 1/3 section as well, so just wanted to point that out whilst it was still in that. Now the hypers are coming thick and fast.
Yeah, they're coming. Ooh, that was a little kind of omnidirectional hyper dash that you saw there. You can definitely catch some players out.
So it looks like whilst our first pick this round for Nomad was focused on consistency over long sections, this one is very much focused on making sure that your hyperdash strength is balanced and that you change direction at the right time, because a miss here is going to result in a lot of dropped fruit on some of those dense streams. That looked significantly harder than Nomad 1, I have to say.
Oh yeah, but top it off, got a nice long spinner at the end.
Is that a miss I see? Nomad 3?
Yeah. It is a miss. As for our third map, it is going to be Tatash Reunion, mapped by GigaChad. It's another custom map of this pool. Ooh, those streams look funky to start it off with. Usually you don't see those at all in Catch the Beat nowadays.
Yeah, so once again, 2 minutes in length, 184 BPM, cycle size of 5, and an approach rate of 8.8, so a little bit more of a technical-oriented pick with a couple of funky slider shapes, of course the higher circle size, lower approach rate, and again, some of those funky streams that you were talking about.
Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting because this was one of my first songs that I kind of mapped as an overdose as well, and me and GigaChad went completely different directions it seems. He kind of took the route of making it kind of like a low AR tech map, and I went the route of making it sort of high star rating, go zoom, you know? But he did a pretty good job of it so far, what I'm seeing.
I mean, this looks significantly more kind of conventional compared to the first kind of third or half of the map that we saw, with significant kind of slider extensions, lots of slider ends and slider heads kind of stacked on top of each other. There are some funky stream shapes there though.
These streams are going to be brutal. This kind of reminds me of like ZH Steven-esque streams that you would see back in the old days.
I have to agree, as a big fan of Steven's mapping, this is ringing a few nostalgia bells. Back into some of these more technical sliders as well. Some of the hyperdashes on these look A, really strong, and B, the slider path isn't entirely straight, so people are going to have to like adjust their speed as the slider is going on, and there's that miss that we were talking about, and you can see why there's a miss there.
So unfortunate. right at the very end too. You know, TMT would still be proud. I'm assuming it's Line who made the replay, as we see from the replay name.
So as in the previous round, we're going to have 3 specifics and 2 converts. So this is going to be the first of those. Got me thinking, Feet Vila. This is from Asphyxia. Get yourself an MRI. And as someone who's done a little bit of work in MRI, I can give you a little bit of advice that they're pretty nice, pretty cool, pretty loud, but very safe. This is 3 minutes. 3 minutes in length, 175 BPM, so all these maps are very similar in BPM so far. Cycle size of 4, approach rate of 9.2, and there's going to be edge jumps as far as the eye can see.
Oh boy. Seems like Nomad 4 is going to be the edge jump map with pool, seemingly. We had one last round, we had one the round before. This one does seem to be a lot more streamier so far, introducing the early streams. Not hard streams, just streams.
Yeah, whenever you see kind of DNB 170 to like 190 BPM, you know that there's going to be a couple streams, but it's going to be quite a lot of half jumping as well with this kind of pattern. And as it's a convert, you can well expect that some of these dashes are going to be much stronger and unexpectedly so than others.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say that this doesn't seem that hard compared to the last one, but then you see it gets really hard with a lot farther distances coming into this course. You know, I think the main sort of difficulty from this map kind of comes from the far dashes being a lot more unexpected than the previous Nomad 4. In the previous Nomad 4, we had more of kind of an expected convert with edge dashes, but this one is kind of, hey, there's a random edge dash over here. Good luck catching it. And you're just like, huh?
Yeah, it's the very typical core issue with edge dashes and converts, and why a lot of people who haven't grown up playing converted difficulties don't like them is that these edge jumps do seem to come out of nowhere. You can't really predict why or where they're going to appear, but to anyone who's been playing them for a long time, it's just second nature. You just get on and you can tell just by looking that's going to be an edge dash, or this is going to be a bit more comfortable and give me more time to react than it probably looks like. And again, 3.5 minutes in length with a lot of these edge dashes back to back. It's going to be a few too many really to kind of memorize, I feel, especially if there are misses on like what the combo is going to be, where people can miss and which jumps to memorize. So it's really going to have to be a lot of reaction and a lot of reading to determine which are the strongest dashes that require that very edge perfect positioning and which are a little more lenient.
Oh yeah, it does seem like there are a few that probably should be memorized, like that one that Snowless did just miss right there. That one seemed like one of those ones that they kind of want to memorize. Usually it's the ones that are after 1/2 hyper dash, and then it's right on the other side, all the way over. Those are usually the ones that are like, man, have to memorize that one.
Yeah, that is a classic screw you pattern that happens a lot in the higher star converts, that strong hyper dash into edge dash.
We do seem to be going on to Nomad 5 though. Everybody should be quite familiar with this map set and song. It's going to be Ocelot Tsubaki map set by Hollowings. It's going to be the Irrelevant Stiff. Going to be kind of the tech map of the pool, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so a couple of streams thrown in here as well. This is quite a higher BPM, 199, so again, like similar but a little faster than what we've seen before. 2.5 minutes in length, fairly middle ground. Cycle size 4, approach rate 9.3, nothing kind of too difficult there. But the song, and as you said, the kind of technical mapping do kind of pin the focus of this difficulty. And there's going to be a few tap dashes, some of which are 1/4 as well, thrown in here also. Yeah, as you said, this is a song that doesn't really need any introduction. I'm sure that pretty much everyone who's played Catch for more than a couple of hours, has played at least one difficulty of this song. Whether they manage to do any good at it is a little bit of a different matter, because they range from tricky but fun to kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, these wiggles are looking a lot harder than I remember them to be, that's for sure. It's been quite a while since I played this myself personally.
Nice little 1/3 section coming in here as well, just in case 1/2 and 1/4 wasn't technical enough for you. Ooh, that was a really punishing chain. The first little double there was an edge dash, and then the rest was hyper dashes. I saw that miss kind of happen in real time as if I was watching it live, but of course this is a replay.
Yeah, that was.
I just kind of put myself in the shoes of the map pool tester and saw myself die a little inside. Now that's going to conclude our no mod pool, 5 picks down. We're going to be moving on to Hidden now. This is Hidden 1, Kaibatsu, Crowley, a very regular feature in hidden pools in previous World Cups. Predatorial Instinct is the difficulty, 3 minutes 11 seconds in length, 170 BPM, circle size of 4.2 and an approach rate of 9.2. And this is actually not a custom map. It's not very old, from February 2021, but it was not, as far as I'm aware, designed specifically for CWC. It is just very new and will hopefully be unfamiliar to most people.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of interesting emphasis. In the first part of the song, there was very few hyperdashes, but then we get to the chorus and there's hyperdashes everywhere, it seems. So it is pretty challenging to kind of get used to that little switch up between the choruses. But it does seem like it does keep a bit of a familiar tone with a lot more hyperdashes than you'd see in a typical map, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is really interesting because when I first look at a map pool like notes list and I see Crowley hidden, I immediately think something that's going to be kind of small fruit size, lots of long bunky slider shapes, and probably lower approach rate as well. One of those is true here, which is the slider shapes, but otherwise this is fairly regular circle size and they're pretty fast. So it's interesting to see how Crowley's kind of adapted outwards and managed to tie in the things that he was already good at and kind of implement them in a different way.
Oh yeah, these type of patterns you'd usually almost never see anymore, where the hyperdash is on the strong sound instead of going to the strong sound. It's definitely a switch up for a lot of players.
Ooh, we got some more 1/8 extended sliders here as well, as we've seen a little previously in the No Mod 3 GigaChad's map. I think Reunion had a lot of these kind of patterns, although the slider shapes are a little bit more sensible here. Was that a double 1/8 hyperdash? Was that 1/4, I think? But either way, that was still pretty tricky looking.
Yeah, I think a big part of the difficulty of this map is going to come from that it is a little bit over patterned, not that much, but it definitely is a bit more over patterned than what you would expect from the song, because the song isn't really that strong, but we're seeing, like you see here, the hyper change back and forth, lots of wiggles. So
a lot of those kind of sliders that curve back on each other as well with hidden are going to be quite tricky because the big juice droplet is obviously a lot smaller than a regular fruit size.
Next is going to be first custom map of the hidden pool. It's going to be him from Zut, mapped by Jamesu. Is going to be AR 8.9. Interesting AR. Usually you don't see that in any CWCs. CS 4.5, that's probably where the bulk of the difficulty is going to be coming from. BPM of 200.
I believe there are some timing changes in this song, and they might also play a little bit of a factor. This is the shortest of the 3 hidden picks, although 2 minutes 30 is not exceptionally short. I feel like this is going to build into quite a streamy. Yeah, there we go. There's a little bit of a start of it. More to come, I think.
Oh yeah, this is definitely reminiscent of the hidden one from last pool with these kind of snappy 1/4s.
Ooh, that's some really tricky wiggles there and little zigzags that are going to require some balance with hidden.
Oh yeah, definitely a huge step up, I'd say, from the previous hidden one. Obviously this is hidden 2, but they, I think, are more similar than the other one was with this one. Plus, this is slightly lower than what we're used to at AR 8.9. It's not going to matter for the really experienced hidden players, but it could possibly put a little bit of a damper on the less experienced ones.
This is all in 1/3, I'm pretty sure. The section that we've just finished now, at least. A lot of inverted triangle shapes with 1/3 there. I'm not sure what the snapping is on some of those little trill sounds. Maybe 1/6, maybe 1/8.
Yeah, I'm not sure myself. Couldn't really tell, but they looked really painful when I saw it. The snapping back after the hyperdash was quite far, so you're gonna have a bit of a hard time catching those with hidden.
A nice little soothing outro to end. But that is going to be it for Hidden 2, so our final hidden pick coming up, and that one is obviously going to be a converted Osu. Difficulty is going to be Scleria by Hijirime Laria. This is from Hinsfar, 3 minutes in length, 186 BPM, a cycle size of 4.6, and everybody's favorite, approach rate 8 hidden.
Yeah, it does seem like you saw a little bit of the intro there, teasing the snappy 1/4 hyper dashes. Wonder how many there's gonna be left in the map.
Given that this is being showcased by Fluorite, I can imagine there's going to be some very strong half jumps in here as well to complement that approach rate 8. A couple of those little 1/4 strong dashes without hypers are going to be quite tricky with approach rate 8. Going to be very easy to dash too early and drop a slider in there.
There was the first slider that looked really painful and definitely could be catching some people off guard. Those very long horizontal sliders. I think that's where the bulk of the misses up until this break are going to definitely come.
I think that miss is reminiscent of something that could happen pretty much anywhere on this map. Just dashing away slightly too early, dropping a slider end. Something that's very commonly seen on like lower approach rate hidden picks.
Yeah, and the start of these streams, you see a 1/3 stream here as well. They have some pretty tricky movement that's very intricate. Definitely see some more misses there as well. You see a few more farther 1/2 dashes coming in towards the end. Nothing too major to close it out though.
So hidden, done, 2 mods down, 2 more to go. Moving on to Hard Rock now. This is going to be Absolute Castaway, Shinsho. Seconds in length, 205 feet. Circle size of a little over 5, and obviously approach rate of 10 when Hard Rock is added. Again, as with the Nomod 1 that we saw, going to be definitely a consistency pick, and hopefully it shouldn't require too much in the way of memorization. Just a fairly standard, specific Hard Rock convert with just consistency and the high approach rate to deal with.
Yeah, there was one little stream in the intro that seemed could possibly provide a little bit of trouble, but not that much.
So this is not specifically created for the CWC, but it is also, as I said with one of our previous maps, very recent, coming from December of last year. Has technically a rankable spread, so if you love this and you're a BN, or if you're just a regular modder, and you want to see this push to rank, then please go feel free to poke Illuminate for that one.
It already is ranked, actually.
Is this really ranked?
It is ranked.
I saw this. I saw this as pending. Maybe this is just me having a terrible. It is actually ranked. The bottom of my screen was not loading, which usually has the scoreboard on. So if you do want to mod it, sorry, but you can't.
Gotta wait for we need to make it again. Yeah, that was actually one of my favorite songs that I saw getting to the rank section recently. Because, man, the song is actually so good to listen to. And the top diff is really fun to play as well.
This is just what happens when you take a little bit of time away from the game and hundreds of maps get ranked in your absence. I do apologize for that.
No worries, there's too many to count at this point, so you can never get them all.
Was expecting a little bit of a deformed stream there, but I think it ended up looking fairly sane. Nothing really jumping out at me as being kind of horribly misspaced. Quite nice, quite a surprise, but welcome for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It seems, like you said, pretty standard, especially for Hard Rock 1. Sonic seems like what they're going for with all the first picks of the maps. Kind of be more standard, but a little bit easier.
2 Hard Rock FCs, one from Vito and one from Abstract. Both players looking pretty well at the top of that one. Vito with the hidden Hard Rock and Abstract with just the Hard Rock SS. So hopefully there'll be some more people joining then very soon.
There definitely will be at this point, I think. Usually these kind of spread dose maps don't get played that much with Hard Rock because, you know, everyone's playing the top diff. Nobody really notices the in-between diffs per se. but it is definitely doable. You could expect some more FCs from it. See Hyper in the chat saying HDHR soon, thanks.
Well, I guess if it wasn't Scorby 2, then technically this would be 3. An excellent play there from Spectator.
I wonder who that is.
Yes, interesting. But that is going to be, as we said, Hard Rock #1, Hard Rock the first. Hard Rock 2, a very, very famous song. Beat Mario, Night of Nights. No matter whether you've been playing this game for a week or 10 years, you've almost certainly heard of this one. This one's going to be just under 3 minutes in length, 180 BPM, a cycle size of 5.2 and approach rate of 10, so very standard CS4 converted to 5.2 with Hard Rock.
Yeah, as you said, a lot of people are going to be familiar with this song, but I don't think many people are going to be that familiar with the map. The map is something that I don't think many people have seen before, but it does seem to have these kind of wiggly patterns, as well as in the intro you saw those kind of vertical sliders that are precision based.
Yes, this is a slightly older map from www or Fee or Ymir or any number of other names that they have gone by. Some of these linear streams with Hard Rock look a little bit funky, but nothing has appeared too drastically deformed just yet.
Yeah, a bit more standard that you would usually see from these Hard Rock picks in CWC. In the past years, usually we get more of these Hard Rock patterns that kind of deform and throw you all over the place, but this year it seems like the map pool selectors are doing a pretty good job of trying to limit that to a bit of a minimum, which is always a bit nice to see. But it also takes away a little bit of the Hard Rock skill expression, not that much. Actually seeing some repetition-based patterns coming in here with the symmetry.
Interesting to see a couple of little 1/6 or 1/8, or I'm not quite sure exactly what they are, doublets there. Not something I had expected coming into, like, knowing the song, obviously. That looked like a really annoying quarter hyperdash standstill into another quarter hyperdash pattern there.
That definitely was one of those Hard Rock patterns I did mention, but it wasn't that hard. Maybe a few people will get caught out by it. It's probably one of those places where you choke a one miss on, you know, kind of feel bad after it. Oh, that was a bit more hard though. That one you could definitely see more misses on. Funny enough, the player who played the map, I think, yeah, Deletto, actually hit those but missed right before it, so it's a bit unlucky.
So we're going to end the Hard Rock pool, as always, with a convert. This is going to be Pop Shove It feat. Tofuku by Blood Code, one of our featured artists. This is mapped by Hobbs. It is 3 minutes in length, 180 BPM, and same as before, cycle size 5.2 and approach rate of 10. This one is from November 2020. Currently has no Hard Rock FCs. That is a very, very typical higher star rating converted pattern of just 2 strong dashes back to back to back.
Yeah, those are usually the kind of patterns that's like Why do I play hard rock? You know, that feeling.
I completely agree with that one. We've got some of these lower movement streams as well. There seems to be some really drastic changes in intensity throughout this difficulty, where patterns, like parts of the map will be, oh wow, remember to go left there, I guess.
Yeah, I love spin traps too, don't you? Man, but it's still fun.
What I was trying to say is there are a lot of patterns that seem like sections of the song where there's very little movement, and then you'll be thrown a really intense pattern like that out of seemingly nowhere without much in the way of changes in intensity to the music.
These notes are like so painful because they're like all over the place, honestly. Can't really predict them. Usually in Catch Pacific maps, also that was a moved 1-4 note right there. Thank you, Hard Rock, again. But usually in the Catch Pacific maps, the mappers will kind of play towards what Instinct goes to, but in Converse you get none of that. So you're kind of just left stranded, hoping that you go the right way.
Every hard rock player's a second favourite friend, low density and standstills.
We have a lot of good friends, I'm pretty sure, at this point.
It's a Stockholm syndrome. You want to hate them, but you just can't stay away.
Yeah, this is actually, I think, the most misses of a replay that we've seen in quite a while in this kind of sort of stage that we've been in the map, in the tournament.
Pretty sure that was 2 quarter hyper dashes of different strengths back to back. That looked pretty spicy. But I guess we're going to be going on to the double time pool now. Abracadabra by Brown Eyed Girls. This is going to be another map from Rockma, his second in this quarterfinal pool. Again, a custom map. 2 minutes in length with double time added, 192 BPM, circle size of 5, and a fairly standard double time approach rate of just under 9.7.
Yeah, so far this seems kind of like not what you would typically expect from a double time pick. Usually you don't see these kind of CS5 airy picks anymore with the far 1-1 jumps across screen. Like, that was a far hyper dash too right there.
And I know some people might think this is a little bit meant as an insult, but it's really not. I see a lot of convert style patterns and slider shapes and distances here, which is very interesting to see in a specific map. And I think the circle size 5 AR8 aesthetic really plays into that very nicely. Like, you could put this in like the DT3 spot and say it was a convert, and I would say that, like, yeah, I could maybe see that happening.
Yeah, I agree with you in that, because the kind of aesthetic that it gets is definitely pretty nice. That was a pretty big 1-4 wiggle right there.
Even wiggling for the droplets, just to flex. I wonder if those little buzz sliders are stackable. I'm not sure I'd want to try it if I was on 700 combo here, but
I think they must
it did
be.
look just about okay.
Yeah, I think they must be. Otherwise, I think it might be a little bit too hard for this round if you had to wiggle them. At that point, it's probably just player preference.
So Operation Blade, our second custom double time pick, is going to be in the DT2 slot by Yumino Himiko, or Examination. This one is 2.5 minutes in length, 188 BPM. Very interesting combination of circle size 3.6, so much lower than expected, but approach rate 10.2, a little bit higher than we've seen in any of the double time brackets thus far.
Yeah, you guys like the Genshin Impact that was on DT2? Now we got Arknights on DT2 this time. Gotta get your Yatra syndrome checked in before you get that match playing. I know there's a lot of people who are playing Genshin. I remember in the USA Argentina match, there was one player who was like, "Yeah, I was up for like 36 hours playing Genshin." I'm like, "Oh no, everybody's too addicted nowadays to the gacha games." But yeah, this map, like you said, is a bit higher approach rate than you usually see. It is at 10.2, and there's quite a few of the gaps that are like 1-1 farther across the screen. They kind of have to read, you can't really memorize because there's a bit too many of them.
Looking at this difficulty and how it plays, it reminds me of another Yumeno Himiko map that was kind of potentially going for rank maybe 2 years ago, which had a very similar kind of only vertical and horizontal patterns style. And I think that's maybe been adapted or reused or kind of employed in another way here. Because I see like a couple of curved sliders, but nearly everything else is kind of vertical or a linear kind of slider or triplet, and there's lots of little tap dashing required.
Those dashes actually getting a little bit farther each time. See it continue here as well. Definitely catch some people off if they're kind of like sticking to a metronome and it's like, oh, I just went like 2 pixels slightly farther than I needed to. You know, it's like, man, bit of an unlucky miss, but the better players, I'm assuming, will be able to adapt to that.
Yeah, whereas some of our previous double time picks have been quite flowy, this one is very snappy. Caters to a very different style of play. And it wouldn't be a double time pool in the Catch World Cup without some ZTS. This one is Resurrected Replayer, not one that I think we've seen before, by Evil Elvis. This is from October 2015. It's going to be 2 minutes 44 seconds in length, 210 BPM, cycle size of 4, and an approach rate with double time added of 10. So slightly higher AR as far as converts are concerned. And I'm sure we're going to have some edge dashes thrown in here as well as some funky shaped streaks.
Oh yeah, we already saw, I think 2 of them coming in. One was a bit to the left, another one was to the right.
So whilst this plays out, yes, to anyone asking, tiebreaker will be next. So if you have any guesses, then feel free to throw those in the chat.
I think quite a few people might be able to guess who mapped this one. The actual song, I'm not sure if people will be able to guess it.
Something about approach rate kind of 10 and above, when these calm sections with tiny movement and then the added fluidity of the catcher with double time just makes me really nervous. Like, you know that you need to move delicately, but everything moves way more than you expect it to. And it's very difficult to kind of micro reposition if you really need to, because the rest of the notes are just approaching so fast.
Trust me, you're not the only one who gets nervous in spots like those. I can bet that quite a few people definitely get nervous in spots like these. Especially when it's sort of building up, you kind of feel the impending doom, as you could say. It's like, oh no, it's gonna get hard, it's gonna get hard. And then it just drops on you like, ah. And if you hold throughout the whole thing, you're feeling good. But if you miss, not really feeling that great. We're a bit far on the 1-4 sliders.
Yeah, I thought there was a hyper dash there, but I think my mind just kind of invented the fact that there was a hyper dash there because I don't think there were.
Yeah, I don't think there were either, but it looked really far, so might be a little bit of a challenging spot there towards the end.
So DT is down, it's tiebreaker time, and this will be from Ascendance. Baby Metal, Tales of the Destinies. 5 minutes 35 seconds in length, 200 BPM, cycle size of 4.5, and an approach rate of 9.6. So settings-wise, fairly consistent, fairly standard as far as most people will be familiar. Again, custom created for CWC and is a collaboration with Gemzu. And we're going to see lots and lots of different snapping and hyper changes throughout, with some BPM changes as well. BPM 109 to 600. Interesting.
Interesting indeed. I'm assuming that this map is going to be somewhat similar to Ascendance and Jamesu's recent collab. I believe it was Reason from Galnerius. I think the songs are quite similar, and it's probably going to be very similar in terms of the mapping style, with these extremely bass picks, but some kind of awkward 1/3 sections you see here. Those could be
tapped walk sliders there that you can say, oh, maybe I'm going to stack these, but missing in a spot like that is just a very heartbreaking, depressing feeling.
Oh yeah, those are this kind of spots where nerves get a huge playing factor right there. It's just like, oh, please don't miss this, please don't miss this, and they end up missing it. Just like, why'd I have to miss that?
If you missed that in a quarterfinal match, you've still got like 3/4 of the map still to go. That's not a good time, a length of time for your head to be in a bad mental space.
Oh, we keep seeing them come over and over too. Thankfully, they're not that hard to actually hit. Yeah, we do see quite a bit of 1/3.
Yeah, I was gonna say some 1/3 coming in. These little regular and inverted triples. Some really fast-spaced, long hyperdash chain.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more 1/3 than you would see in these kind of Metal Gear Rock maps that you would get a high difficulty starting map out of.
And that was a really strong hyperdash into a very vertical slider. I can definitely see that as a potential overshoot and break opportunity.
That was a far 1/4 hyper dash with sliders right there. Started off. Definitely see some people maybe get caught off guard because it was that far. It's like, oh, we're going into this little guitar solo here. It's actually not a guitar solo, I hear drums in the background. I stand corrected.
That was a last dash all the way to the left. Right at the end to catch that long slider tail. Definitely not something that you want to kind of lose concentration right at the end of that long guitar and drum section that you were talking about, and just kind of lazily dash to the right when there's a slider all the way on the left.
That was a far 1/4 hyper dash into the 1/2 hyper dash chain right there. Right off to start this chorus up. It does seem pretty well mapped. It's more of a consistency-based pick, as you would expect from Tiebreaker. Lots of places where you could definitely find some misses if you're just not really playing the best or you're nervous, you know. The Some people might be thinking song is right over about there, but nope. Got a few more, I'm assuming just a slow slider section right at the end. Actually quite a bit longer than usually you see at the end of a map when they have these sort of calm down sections. Usually they're only like maybe maximum of 15-20 seconds, but this one seems to be upwards of about 45, maybe 50 seconds, maybe even a minute, I'm not sure. But you can maybe see some nerve misses there. It'd be pretty interesting if you saw a score flip in that section. That would be remarkable, honestly. But yeah, that is our tiebreaker for this round.
Yeah, we will have to see if any of those predictions do come true, as exciting as they would be to see. We'll have to wait until next week, our quarterfinal stage, to see how that pans out. Again, none of the teams that lost this week in the round of 16 have been eliminated. They've just dropped down to the losers bracket, and they'll have one more chance to proceed. And if they lose any further matches, then they will unfortunately be eliminated from this year's World Cup. The remaining 8 teams in the winners bracket, as I said, have 2 chances to lose, as is double elimination. So they have a little bit more freedom, a little bit more security. But as the rounds get harder and the maps get more difficult and the nerves and pressure and everything builds, eventually someone is going to have to come out on top and everyone else is going to be the loser. But we'll see how that happens in future weeks. Do you have any kind of comments before we part ways on the map pool? I guess you're going to be looking forward to playing some of these next week, Seka.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to some of them. Some of them I'm going to be pretty nervous on, but we're going to get it done, hopefully. Don't forget that you can buy your banners on the O Store. Support your teams. Every team that you can buy a banner for is still in the tournament, so if you're really hoping that they'll make a good losers bracket run, go support them with that banner. I think that'll be about us. Schedules will be up soon, momentarily, as soon as they get done. Map pool will be posted on the wiki as soon as that is ready as well. Yeah, make sure you join us next weekend.
Yeah, so do follow us on OsLive, Twitch, and of course Twitter as well to get updates on when those schedules are released and when we do go live, if you want to follow us as is. Again, banners and all that cool stuff available on the store supports the stream. And that'll be it from myself, JB Hyperion, and Seka. And we'll see you in the next week, the quarterfinal stage of the 2021 Oscatch World Cup. Hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time.